How do you go pro in freediving? As well as being an extremely enjoyable pastime, freediving can also be a rewarding career. It can give you the chance to travel the world, meet fascinating people, and change their lives. There are two main avenues for pursuing freediving professionally: teaching and competing, with many people successfully combining the two. If you want to become a professional competitor, then you not only need to find a way to pay for your training, but also the expenses associated with traveling for international competitions. If you already live close to water deep enough, and that you can dive in all year round, then you may be able to fit training around your day job. But if you want to have the luxury of more time to train and recover, then you will either need a job that pays enough to fund time away from work or look at sponsorship opportunities. Whether you choose to convey your passion for freediving into a career in teaching or competing, you must be aware that it is not a path paved with gold. You must be prepared to work hard and know that you have chosen it as a career because it is something you love, not something you think will make you rich. The qualities in a great freediving teacher are manifold, but do not include being a champion freediver yourself. Often it is the freediver who has struggled the most to perfect their technique, or to equalize, that makes the best teacher. They are better able to explain new concepts and encourage students when they get disheartened than someone for whom it came easily. With freediving, as a teacher, you're being asked to explain physical concepts to students and then get them to execute them in water, upside down, with no way of seeing what they are doing right or wrong. The skill is finding different ways of saying the same thing until the student has learned what to do. Humility and empathy are also incredibly important characteristics in an instructor. You are not there to show off your own ability, but to bring out the ability in your students. Patience, support, and encouragement will all ensure your students enjoy their experience and are enthusiastic about continuing in the sport. Based on my own very personal experiences, here are some of the pros and cons of being a full-time free diving instructor. Pros. You get to meet new and interesting people from all walks of life on every course you teach. You have the opportunity to enthuse others with your passion. You can help students more quickly overcome issues they encounter. You know that every student you teach how to free dive safely will spread the word about freediving being a safe and enjoyable sport. You get to spend time in the water. Every time you teach, you learn something new about freediving, teaching, and people. You get to see how what you teach changes people's lives for the better. Cons. If you run your own school, there can be a lot of administrative work. If you teach in cold water, then your season is usually short, and so it can be difficult to make a living. It is difficult to teach full-time, and then find time for your own training. To be a qualified freediving instructor, you usually have to progress through the different freediving levels within an agency, and then take a freediving instructor course. When you are a qualified freediving instructor, you will need to have teaching liability insurance, and usually carry with you an emergency oxygen supply and first aid kit to all dive locations. If you set up your own dive school, then you will need a higher level of insurance coverage. There are two teaching models within freediving agencies: the individual instructor model and the dive center model. In the instructor model, you pay a lower level of insurance and are free to teach pretty much whoever and wherever you like. This offers the greatest freedom and flexibility, but less accountability, as usually you work alone and do not have anyone checking up on your work. There's also more responsibility to ensure all your equipment is serviced and up to date. Not to mention the associated issues of storage and expense if you need a lot of hire kit. Plus the admin of handling certification and hiring of facilities. In the dive center model, you have less flexibility to choose your own students. However, your insurance will usually be covered by the dive center. You also have far less responsibility in terms of equipment upkeep and administration, and your students are usually found for you. If you are affiliated with a dive center and wish to work abroad, then it is easy to switch your affiliation. SSI and RAID also have job boards, where you can post jobs and reply to offers from all around the world.